So now is our second part of our practical lessons number 9. I show the screen with our task number 5. We stopped in our first part on the calculation of our first formulas. I also repeat this information because it is important. We calculated first formulas. We need to find how many costs we need to pay for delivery of our cargo from manufacturer to our warehouse. We used three parameters. It is parameters T, it is our tariff from table 1, R, it is our distance from table 2, and third parameters, it is Q, it is our volume of cargo from table 1. So we used for our first customer, I opened our first table, suppliers. For our first suppliers, we find all three parameters and multiplied them. Now we need to add the same parameters, multiplied the same parameters for second supplies. So we find first parameter tariff. It is how many costs. It is the last line of our table 1. We find these parameters. If you can't find for your variant, please ask me. We find the second parameter, it is the distance by coordinated axis x for second suppliers. Also, it is 70 kilometers, 71, and other. It is our fourth columns in our table 2. And find how many cargo we need to deliver from manufacturer to our suppliers number 2. It is our third lane and fourth columns in our table 1. For example, for zero variance, it is 700 tons. For first variant, 707 tons. And other for other variants. So we find three parameters for our supplier number 2. And now we need to find also three parameters, but for our supplier number 3. We need to find parameters T, tariff. It is the cost, the last line. For example, for zero variance, it is 6.4. For fine conversion units for tonne kilometers. For first variance, it is 6.46. No, and other for other variants, please find for you. Multiplied each on our distance. Please find by coordinated axis x, only x now, we calculated only by x. For suppliers 3, it is our 5th columns and our second line, and find for your variants. For example, for zero variance, it is 30 kilometers. For first variance, also 30. For second, 31 kilometers, and other. Only for suppliers now.
It's K2, right?
Yes. Okay, and calculated, right, is equal to, and calculated how many costs we need for this delivery from our suppliers, yes, from warehouse to our suppliers.
Can you please repeat the last three
Parameters. Yes,
okay.
Yeah,
parameters.
Last 3, it is for our third suppliers, our tariff. It is our last line in our table 1. For zero variance, for example, it is 6.4. For first variance, 6.46. Our 5th columns. Or maybe our fourth columns, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's okay, 5 columns here for your variance. It is first parameters, it is tariff. Next parameter, second, it is about distance. By coordinated axis x. It is our also 5 columns for supplies number 3, 30, 30, 31 kilometers. And the last of these third parameters, it is how many cargo we need to deliver in tons. We used for 0 variance, it is 399. For first, it is 403. For second, 407. And other find for your variant. Okay. So we find the edge is multiplying from three parameters. It is a big part of parameters, but it is not difficult for calculating. Okay, I find minutes, and you can. The result was in conventional units, so you can to write C point, U point. Convenient units. We don't use euro, hryvnias, or other values. We write conversational units, please. So, okay, I hope you already calculated, or if you need time, please write about it. Minus if you need time, and plus if you calculated and all is okay. Okay, maybe I wait 1 minute. Oh, we could already done it. Okay, good. Oh, yes, yes. Okay. Okay, maybe we can to do our next formulas number 2. It is the same formulas, but we need to calculate it, the same parameters, but for our y coordinate axis. The same parameters, but only distance was another distance for y coordinate axis. I show you formula number 2. It is mistake, it is not first, it is second our formulas. Please write B with index EY or EY is equal to, and show the same parameters as our first formulas. Also tariff, also we use distance, also we use how many cargo we need, but change only one parameters in these formulas. It is parameters R. It is our distance. We don't use the distance by axis x. We use another distance by axis y. So you can to rewrite your formula number 1, no, the parameters of your formula number 1, and change only distance, only second parameters everywhere, 3 different types of distance. Now I show you distance for our coordinate axis y. So for first suppliers, it is difference not 120 or 130 with different parameters, yes, but we use for y, it is 55, it is 56, and other. Our second part of our formulas from third parameters, we change 70 on 80 to 80 with different parameters. And our third part of our formulas number one, we change second parameters from 30 to 140 or 150. Okay, you understand that it is the same, but only second parameters change everywhere. And recalculate it with new parameters y. So it is faster our calculations today.
Yes.
Please do it. I wait. Okay, I think you already calculated. Yes. No, I hope all is okay. Also, the result was in conversational units. Or maybe you need to use this information. Okay. You also can write in our chat plus if you already done. And we can to do the next formulas. Okay. Oh, good. We have 10 minutes, so maybe if we can't finish today, we can to do it on our next lessons. Okay, wait, girls.
Yes. So yes.
Okay, good. Very nice. Think you calculated it and can do it. And we go to our next formula, formula number 3. I show you now. We need to calculate it also total costs, but of transportation goods from our warehouse to our warehouse where with products on some complicated materials, yes, to our customer, our clients, yes. We also have free clients, as the suppliers, so we can to calculate it. Also, we use it for axis x and for axis y. So we use two formulas, formula 3 and formula 4. It is also the same. We use tariff, we use distance, we use volume of cargo for axis x and for axis y, but another for our clients or our customers. So please write on your paper or in your documents B with index JX. We used E. It is from customer to our manufacturer. And now we use parameters J when we used this delivery cargo from our warehouse to our clients. So write please B with index JX is equal to, and also we find these three parameters, tariff, distance, and cargo for our clients by axis X. I open table 1. So our first parameters, it is tariff, how many cost for delivery we need. It is our last line of our table 1. For example, for zero variance for first client K1, we need to use the 4.3 conventional units by 1 ton kilometers. For first variance, it is 4.34. For second variance, it is 4.4. Please find for your variance these parameters. It is tariff. Okay. And multiplied by our second parameters, it is our distance for delivery. Okay, I show our table number 2. Only axis x now we used, and find our distance for client K1. For zero variance, it is 159. For first variance, 161. For second, 162. And other. Find for your variance only client 1 and only axis x. Okay. And our third parameter, it is about our volume of cargo. It is table 1. We need to use our third line. And for client K1, we need to find it. For example, for zero variance, it is 759. For first variance, it is 767. For second variance, 774. And other, find for you information. First client. It is all these three parameters we multiplied one by one. And the result of multiplying, we add to the information for our second client, the same parameters, tariff, distance, and value. First parameters for second client, it is tariff. So we used last line in our table 1. For zero variant for second client K2, it is 6.2 conventional units by 1 ton kilometers. For first variant, 6.26. For third client, it is 6.4. And other, find place for you. Our second parameters, it is distance. We need to find distance, how many kilometers we need to deliver it to our client number 2. We use for X our second line and our second columns are from the end for K2. 30 kilometers, 30, 31 kilometers, 32 kilometers. Please find for your variant only by axis X. And our last parameters, it is volume of cargo. We use table 1, second line, and third line, sorry, and second columns from the end, from K client to K2. And it was how many cargo we need, volume of cargo. For zero variance, it is 334. For first variance, it is 337. And other, find for you information, please. Okay. And our next part of our formula, it is information about client free. Also, we need to find tariff. It is our last columns and our last lines. Please find for your variance. Zero variance, it is 6.5. First variance, it is 6.57. And other, please find for you this information. Second parameter, say it is distance. I show our table 2. Only for axis X, we find distance for third client. For example, 90, 91, 92, and other kilometers by area X and client free. So, and right is equal to, and calculated all this big part for our costs for delivery from our warehouse to our free client, free different client.
So there are only two
Okay.
parameters in the last calculation, or three?
No, free. Sorry, maybe we remember, yes, the volume of cargo. Yes, also for third client. We use table 1, our third line, and our last column for client free. For zero variant, for example, it is 490. For first variant, 495, and other third parameters also. Thank you. Okay, and is equal to, and calculated the result. Also in conventional units. So how many conventional units we need to deliver from warehouse to our free client? Okay, calculated it, and we stopped on these formulas today, and on the next lessons we continue and to have the result because now we already finished and don't can to wait your time. So thank you very much that you came to work today. We stopped today on our formula number 3, and on the next lessons we can to continue from formula number 4 and to find where is located our warehouses. So I stopped using our screen and our records.